All right. So Virtua Fighter just killed Tekken, right? The word on the street, as the weirdos say, is that what is coming out from the Tekken, the Virtua Fighter team, not the Tekken team. We know where the Tekken team's head at, and it's clearly up their ass. What an absolute, just before I continue, it's so disappointing, right? Because I had massive high hopes for Tekken 8, and then it comes out, and then we're having to deal with the stupid cash shop. They went after modders, all these problems, for people that do play a lot more competitively. There was a lot of issues with a lot of the balance, either with characters or people cheating or plugging and whatnot. It's just been an absolute shit show, right? And of course, obviously they added in the heat rate, the heat gauge, which changed Tekken from being a more sort of defensive fighter to whatever it is now, right? And the reality is though, is that Virtua Fighter, right, has always been a consistent fighting series, right? At least from the casual perspective, okay? And I've got another video coming out because this one dude's like, oh, he reckons it's so simple, that you've only got 2 attack buttons. And if you even look, right now I'm playing on the PC beta, if you even look at the amount of moves that these characters have that you can do with just 2 buttons. Not to mention the fact that you can add in also guard, right? So adding buttons together then increases the move list as well, right? So if you had a kick and guard or a punch and guard, or a punch and kick, and then the move, it's pretty phenomenal. But Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, which is coming out next month, at the end of January, is going to be a game that I'm going to be investing a lot of fun and time in, because I was playing the beta before, right? And I was streaming it to Booty Hunter, and I was playing some online matches. There was a couple of Kiras in there that absolutely destroyed me. But you know what's really interesting? It doesn't make me mad, right? I don't feel like the reason why I'm losing is because of the game. I feel like when I'm losing, it's because of my skill level, and that makes me want to improve and learn more about the game, right? That's why Mortal Kombat 1 is a complete failure to me, because it's not fun as a game. There might be some cool elements in it, but it's not a fun game. Therefore, it doesn't make me feel like I want to play more to improve, because overall I'm having a great experience whether I win or lose, right? Can you play a fighting game, lose, and go, you know what? Good game, man. I'm going to try harder next time. I'm going to try and figure out certain things, right? That's what I'm experiencing playing online right now with Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. You've got all the characters available, and this game is far more fun than any fun that I've been having with Tekken 8 in months. I barely touch Tekken 8 now, unless it's just to see what's come onto the shop. The fact that they announced Clive was such a massive downer. And Virtua Fighter, we've known about the rumor of a new VF coming out. We've known also, obviously, with Revo coming out, and of course now the official release date. And I'll be getting the anniversary edition because it's loaded. Like the anniversary edition, they really are loading it up. Being a massive Sega fanboy also plays into it as well. And because I've been playing fighting games forever, as well as games like Virtua Fighter in the 3D era, the first 3D fighter that ever came out, to see it after all this time, not only coming back with Revo and a new game coming out, but it feels like it's coming back with keeping its legacy intact and then just giving us a fresh lick of paint. And that fresh lick of paint can simply just be the graphics. It doesn't have to be some new heat gauge or some rage art type thing that we get in Tekken 8 and Tekken 7. Obviously Tekken 7 didn't have the heat, you know what I mean, like the rage art. Right. With any luck, Virtua Fighter, the new game, whatever they decide to call it, will keep everything very grounded and really feel like a true skill-based fighter. So that way, when somebody beats you or you beat them, It was because of your skill, not because of button mashing. And my favorite character in Virtua Fighter is Kagemaru. I've been using him. I've been having a ball, you know, just learning more and more and more of his moveset. And it's just so much fun. It is so much fun because you have the option to be able to sort of feel out your opponent, wait for them to make an attack, you know, or a mistake, you know, and then counter. It kind of feels, you know, it's giving, I mean, obviously Virtua Fighter, this is what Virtua Fighter is. But also it makes me sad because Tekken used to be that way, right? Tekken used to be more defensive game than what we're getting in Tekken 8, right? Where they're trying to make a spectacle of things. But what I'm really digging with Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, and hopefully with the new game when it comes out, is that it's fast, it's fluid, right? I've just gone through the tutorial to make sure I learn everything available, both in offensive and defensive maneuvers that I may not have known. And so that way, that increases my knowledge base, so when I get into the game, it's like, okay, how and when can I apply these tools that I now have in my kit, right? And then, of course, obviously, just simple experience by playing and whatnot will eventually, like, increase my skill level. Now, I'm not trying to be the greatest fighter ever. I'm just, because it's such a great game, I want to learn more, right? I was running around as Jeffrey before, Jeffrey being the Australian guy in the roster. He's a gigantic fucking character. He's a massive character on screen. And he was a lot of fun, right? I never used him much in the past. I've mostly leaned towards the, you know, either the Kira or Kage, you know, characters in the game. But it really does feel like, you know, like Virtua Fighter is coming out at the precise moment that a lot of us are becoming disenfranchised, whether we're Tekken fans, whether we're especially Mortal Kombat fans. Street Fighter seems to be the only one that seems to be really rolling along and making the majority of their fan base very happy and retaining their fan base as well. But and essentially seems to be doing all the right moves. But Tekken 8's just been fumbling, which is disappointing because I was so hyped for that. If you go watch earlier videos, I was so hyped for that. But now that I've got my hands on Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, I've been playing it today and a bit yesterday. It's solid. It's a very solid game. They're also bringing a new update, which is, I'm assuming, is part of this particular open beta. So they're introducing old moves that haven't been around, as well as balance updates for the characters and things like that. So I'm very excited as having a 3D fighter to choose from between the two big ones, because Dead or Alive is literally dead, right? Like, it's just, you know, like they were on such a winner with DOA 5, and then they came out with 6, and they kind of started going down that, oh, you know, let's not be as sexy type thing, as well as other issues. And so DOA is, you know, DOA, right? Like, it's, you know, it's dead on arrival right now in terms of, like, just, you know, excitement. So of the two big 3D fighters, right, with Virtua Fighting coming back, it's absolutely going to be Virtua Fighter. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the combat. I'm loving the fact that it's Sega cementing itself again as an innovator. If you go back and you look at the early arcade days, not just with the arcade days, but also with the Sega Mega Drive, the Sega Master System, those days, Sega were so dominant in the arcades and on the home systems and the market share. They were just killing it. And not just that, the innovation that they came up with. They came up with Virtua Fighter, right? And then from, I don't know if it was from Virtua Fighter or before Virtua Fighter, but you guys remember Virtua Cop, right? We had Virtual On, you know, and then we had all of their other games like Daytona USA and things like that, which really became these just gigantic, just staples, you know, that have lived on for decades in the hearts of a lot of us gamers. So to have Virtua Fighter come back as not just another 3D fighter to compete in the arena of not only fighters, but also, you know, the two, like, of the two between Tekken and it. I mean, you could argue, obviously, Dragon Ball is a 3D fighter, but it's very different. We're talking about ground-based martial arts style fighting characters here. Virtua Fighter is probably the one that, at least in Revo, there's no gimmicks. There's no super gauge, there's no super moves. It's just your character, right? That's it. It's your character versus their character. You learn their kit, that's it. You're not having some sort of special meter or anything like that. If they take that into Virtua Fighter 6, Virtua Fighter 6 or whatever they decide to call it, they're going to be on a winner. They're going to really cement themselves and dominate. And I really hope that the Sega team are looking at all the other fighting games that have been going on in recent years and learning lessons and not bringing those bad lessons into the new VF and just giving us just a true martial art fighting experience. That's what I want, right? I love playing Tekken 7. It was a lot of fun, you know, especially when I played it online, just as a casual, it was a lot of fun. And because it was a lot of fun, I put a lot more work into learning some of the characters, particularly Warwick, right? Of course, if Baek-Dusan was in there, I would have used him. But with Tekken 8, I started off strong. It's like, yeah, this is pretty good. Graphics are amazing. Characters look amazing. Stages look amazing. The story wasn't too shabby at all. But over time, it just started to lose its luster. Right now, I know all games you can get burnt out on, but this was different. Right, there are some games you'll load up every day, even if it's for a match or two or a game or two. Right, you'll just load them up, you'll have a fiddle around, you know, go do something else. That's what I miss with fighting games right now. I don't seem to have, outside of playing classic Mortal Kombat games, I don't have a fighter that I can load up on the daily and just be excited that it exists. Right? The fact that we actually got an open beta right now with all the characters outside of, I think, the tournament mode and the customization not being available, you can experience basically what we're going to be getting at the end of next month right now in Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. That's pretty fucking awesome. And we need more Virtua Fighter. We need the king, the true grandfather of 3D fighters, to bring, hopefully, things back to normal. Now, while Tekken 8 does its own thing, and it's very different to Tekken 7, and it's going to be way different to Virtua Fighter, what I'm seeing online is, by and large, mostly a massive W for Virtua Fighter reveal, and of course, Revo coming out. People are really excited for this game. Like, really excited. They're very excited for the future of Virtua Fighter. Because it's been a really long time, right? It's been a really long time. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Catch you next time.